all-stars together. Would you make the minutes tonight?
Didn't make much of it at all. Preseason, you know, a lot of bad stuff out there. It looked ugly, but yeah, it's fine. We're fine.
Kevin, what did you do there in the third quarter?
Braun went up to I think it was Block Portis, and he kind of flailed his knee, just went knee to knee, but fine.
I saw you, so that had happened previous to you. Flex it as they were making a free throw there.
At the end, yeah. Yeah, and then we went back down. It was just, felt sore. Yeah, that's it.
It's just a bump.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it a week between now and opening night enough to get where you guys want to be to start off the season?
I think so. I mean, we got a lot of really smart basketball players. You know, I think if we learned anything from the second unit, they went out there just played hard, but I think more than anything, just more time spent on the floor with those guys is going to be better for us. And I mentioned we got really smart guys, so we pass, get to our spots, and you know we're not worried about missing shots. We're going to knock down shots, but just taking care of the ball and being in the right place on the defensive end too.
Anyone else?
I think a lot of people assume when they look out on the floor and they see all those all-stars out there, but could you just talk about the process of getting used to playing together?
Yeah, I mean, we just we got Braun back, D Wade in the starting lineup. A bunch of new guys on this team that are getting implemented out there. So that's it. It's preseason. I mean, it's funny. That's why it's funny.
Anything you did like? I mean, Derek looked pretty good.
When the game ended, I really liked that. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's good to get reps out there, but it was ugly in a number of ways. But there were some good things out there. But more time spent, yeah, I mean, as Dave mentions, 6 days after tomorrow, and we'll look at some stuff, clean it up. But as long as we play hard, good things will happen.
But it's only the preseason. You're not going to make too big of a deal about it, but that probably wasn't what you wanted to see the first time out with those guys. Just, I guess, your initial impressions of how the rotations and how the lineups looked.
Just got to, figure out how to play together. Of course, we're not, running too many ATOs out of timeouts because we don't want to, but I think in our early offensive stuff, we have enough stuff that they got to learn how to play together, especially having, 4 guys on the floor at the same time that need the basketball. So just figuring that out. Thought the second unit was great in that first half, moving bodies, moving the basketball. So at first unit just have to get used to playing with each other, especially being the first time out together.
Given the time that LeBron's missed, we talk about shortening the preseason and you only have one more game left. Do you have enough time to get this where you want it by next Tuesday, or do you think the start could be a little
slow? We're going to get better as the
this?
season goes along, of course, but I mean, we'll be better than we were tonight for sure.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. What happened to Kevin?
I think he banged knees or something.
He's okay as far as.
Yeah.
So the first 2 games, we saw Derek with the ball in his hands running your offense with your starters. And, of course, for 3 years we've watched LeBron mostly run the offense here. Now they play together for the first time, and it seemed like when they were together, LeBron predominantly ran the offense with Derek going to the corner. Is that what you want, or is that part of some of the things you're talking about where you have to learn how to play together?
It's going to be both. I mean, D Wade also, he's going to have to handle the ball some too. So it's going to be all 3 of those guys.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN, what did you make of LeBron's entire night in terms of conditioning, in terms of sharpness, in terms of, his fit with the new guys?
He hasn't played in I don't know how long. So, of course, his rhythm's going to be off. His passing, timing, it's just part of the game. Not worried about Bron. I know he'll be okay. But, tonight's his first night playing in a long time. So, he'll get his rhythm. And then I'm not too worried about that.
Did you notice he had that spin move, I think, in the first or second quarter?
Kind of tweaked it again a little bit. Yeah, I saw that.
But he
didn't want to come
good
out.
Just to look
yeah,
at.
he was good.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. You mentioned the second unit. How different are they playing compared to the first unit and what you're asking them to
players.
do? Yeah.
So they're going to do different things.
What do you foresee as the identity of that group then?
They're coming off pin downs, catch and shoot, moving the basketball, moving bodies. We have runners in that second group, so it's a little different than the first unit.
Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. Just what did you make of Derrick Rose and Jeff Green? It seems like they've really been playing well in this preseason, and it seems like they're just energetic and athletic as ever.
Yeah, D Rose plays with a great pace. Miss or make, he's getting the ball up the floor fast, with pace, with speed. Want him attacking early. And Jeff just rebounding the basketball, getting off the glass and attacking, be able to catch and go, getting to the basket, but also be able to facilitate from the elbow, with that second unit. So they've both been playing well, and as we start adding offensively, things will get a lot easier for those guys also.
About a normal
that's what we expect, and it was something. I don't think it was just done immediately. There might have been something that was there, So it's just the old saying, it is what it is. So we got 4 to 6 weeks that he won't be with us, but playing, but he'll be with us. The thing that he said to me is that I want to be with the team. I want to make sure that I'm there and around. Okay, so. I think he will benefit greatly by having him around. Obviously, we would prefer to have him out on the floor, but that won't be the case.
Drew said his role doesn't feel like his role is going to change much, even without Rondo on the floor. Does that speak to versatility of your offense? Do you expect him to be on the ball maybe a little bit more? Or?
No, but I think he makes a point. Might be on a little bit more, but offensively, what we're trying to do. His role is not going to change very much because, some of the things we're going to do is going to go through our big guys anyway. So, maybe handle it a little bit more, but I see his role is still, pretty much remaining the same.
And what about DeMarcus? Do you feel like maybe he'll handle the ball? I know he handles it a bunch, but do you think maybe with Rondo going, he'll handle it a little bit even more?
Well, I think both of those guys, both of our big guys, we have an opportunity to handle the ball. A lot of the stuff that we'll do will be them initiating certain things. So, it hurts a losing Rondo because it's like having a coach on the floor. And obviously, you can see the impact that he can have on teams. All you got to do is look at the Bulls teams from last year and the 2 playoff games that he played in Boston where he played, and then the other ones that he didn't play in. So. And I think he still has that kind of impact. He just got such a great feel for the game. So, he's going to be missed, but, offensively, we can make up some of the things by running our offense through our big guys and AD and DeMarcus and, doing some of the other things that we would do from offensive sets and some of the things that we were planning on putting in anyway.
I know DeMarcus is kind of known for the past few years kind of playing that role, being the big guy that can face the basket outside the three-point line. But do you think AD's grown in that area, over the past few years as well?
Yeah, I think he can definitely, AD's moved his range out. I think he'll shoot it better last year. Last year was really the first time that he had, an opportunity to really shoot threes like I felt like he would. And, I think as you'll see his average go up. From the standpoint of shooting it more efficiently than he has in the past. And, DeMarcus, I think, could be our best three-point shooter from the standpoint of percentage. And he may shoot a lot of them, depending on how they try to guard him because him being out on the floor opened up driving lanes for everyone else, too.
Between Drew, Ian, and each one, you feel good that you can really have any combination of those two guys with the versatility they can all play together and handle the ball?
Yeah, I do. I think any of those guys can play together. Any combination can play together. And, we also have some versatility with Darius Miller, as a shooter out on the floor, some too. And so we've got Chet who can play with AD and play with DeMarcus. So we do have some versatility in what we can do with certain guys, and they are multiple position guys also.
I know last year there was some concern when Drew initially started playing with Anthony and DeMarcus that he was a little too passive, that he was trying too hard to get those guys the ball when he was on it. Do you feel like that is a past concern? Like, I know part of bringing Rondo is to get him off the ball and cutting and all that stuff. Is that?
Yeah, no, I think that'll be fine. I think that'll be fine. We're doing things a little bit differently offensively with, we're trying to get initially more ball movement and stuff like that. So I think he'll be fine there.
Thank you.